LumberKings lead 1-0 after a first inning RBI double by Max Holy. Lucas Lewis, the third baseman, will step in to lead off the top of the second. Drezik out again. Next pitch, right at the letters but high, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Grayson Drezik to Luce. Breaking ball. Luce swung a little early on it, tried to get it before the break. Instead, he fouls it away.
He's working loose inside for sure. That's why you're seeing a lot of foul balls here. He's grooving them off to the right side, but he doesn't want to give him anything over the plate here.
Here's the 1-2 from Grayson Drezik. A frame there by Vlicko behind the plate, a little jagged. Makes it 2-2. Grayson Drezik, the 6'3" right-hander, fires a 2-2. Another foul ball, and the breaking ball inside. We'll do the 2-2 once more. Drezik comes in with a 2-0 record. 14 innings pitched, an ERA of 1.29 with 10 strikeouts. 3 starts. This is his 4th start and 4th appearance. Got the win against the Chillicothe Paints in Chillicothe on the last game of the road trip. As a foul ball here, we'll make it 2-2 for the second time. Went 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in his last outing. That's a quality start right there. He's only allowed runs in 1 of his starts. That was against the Burlington Bees, only 2 runs in 4 innings. Kept the ERA low. Here's the 2-2 for the 3rd consecutive time. Here's the pitch from Drezik. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back-to-back. Strikeout swinging. 3rd strikeout for Drezik. Out number 1 in inning number 2. Low slider right up the heart of the plate. We'll get loose swinging, and it'll be Nathan Vermas. Umpires tonight, Rodney Davis on the bases and Brett Swallow behind the plate. First pitch low. Vlicko unable to pick it.
He sure is liking those sliders today, but he's keeping them low, especially with a lot of guys on Quincy who can really hit the ball and hit it well. You want to make sure you don't hang those sliders. He's doing a good job of keeping those inside and keeping them low.
Goes to the fastball, low and away. 2-0. Quincy has made quite the comeback in the standings, starting at the bottom of the barrel in the Great River Division. Now just 4 games behind the LumberKings, but the LumberKings need to lose every game, and the Gems need to win every game if the Gems are looking to take the Great River here in the first half. Here's the 2-1 from Drezik. Breaking ball hit on the bottom part of the bat. Diaz will scoop it up, fire over to Newman for the 4-3 putout. Out number 2. Otto Jones will come in. He's behind the plate. LumberKings fans, LumberKings Baseball is brought to you by Sauk Valley Media. Visit saukvalley.com for local news delivered 24/7. Otto Jones will step in. Nate, how did you find yourself in baseball? Did you play baseball growing up?
Not really too much of a baseball player, but I've always been a baseball fan. It seemed baseball was almost always on, and I'd go over to my grandpa's house and watch the Cubs games on WGN.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, coming to plenty of LumberKings games as a kid. So I've always been around the sport. It's always been my favorite.
Who was your favorite LumberKings player growing up?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Now, when I was a young kid, that was the Grady Sizemore years, so I might have to go with him.
This one grounded out to short to Hintz. Hintz fires across the diamond for a 1-2-3 inning as Drezik is mowing the Gems down. Bottom of the second after no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. You go to the bottom of the second here on your home for LumberKings Baseball, 100.3 WCCI FM. Welcome back to the broadcast. Andres Tejeda alongside Nate Vanderbleek here in the bottom of the second.
In 1983, an unprecedented and innovative substance abuse prevention education program was formed, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, teaching students good decision-making skills to help them lead safe and healthy lives.
That's DARE for you. Do you ever do DARE in elementary school, high school?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Probably not so much high school.
No. Newman swings and fouls this one down the line as Terry McGinn at first base in the first base coaching box. We'll have to move out of the way.
That's why they wear helmets, right?
Yeah.
We saw an umpire take a pretty nasty shot in yesterday's game. So
Oh, yeah, right off the heel.
I think everyone's a little on their toes today, especially those guys who aren't out there playing.
1-1 pitch in the dirt. Now that you mention it, it's odd that the coaches wear helmets, and they're not in necessarily the active playing field, and those in the active playing field do have to wear cloth caps, as this one's popped out into right center field. Vermouse will make the catch for out number 1. No, just when you said it, I was like, these guys are getting hits more at them, and yet the ones who are wearing it are the guys who usually don't.
It does seem a little odd, doesn't it?
But it makes complete sense why they would. I mean, you get line drives coming across, you got to get out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Casey hints. He shows bunt, pulls away. This one low in the right-handed batter's box, or left-handed batter's box. 1-0. Next pitch from Fay, low and away again, 2-0.
Casey Hintz, an infielder pitcher at the University of Arizona, did make some appearances on the mound for the Wildcats, but has not yet pitched for the LumberKings this season. Be interested to see if Coach Dom will give him the call to maybe pitch a little bit.
Because we did, when I was making the rosters, he was listed as a pitcher, and he called me. He was like, no, they're going to focus me on the infield a little more. So it's kind of cool to see these two-way players seeing what they're working on during their off time. Well, not necessarily off time, but off time from their respective colleges, as this pitch clips the outside part of the plate, 3-1. Hintz has done a good job up the middle as he hits this one right down the heart of the plate, up the middle.
Right on cue.
Little single, bloop single to center field as Hintz gets a hit for himself, and Alex Diaz will step up. Had dinner last night with Diaz at the little meeting we had down the left field line. And he was saying he's never seen steak so thick.
Steak so thick. That's pretty great. That's good. They always serve the best food here at Nelson Corp Field.
Yes. Diaz heritage hails from the Dominican Republic, so his steak's a little bit thinner, he said. And me being Hispanic and coming from Mexico, not actually from Mexico, but my family coming from Mexico, I knew exactly what he was talking about. It's like our steaks are usually like a lot thinner and like really cooked all the way through because it's so thin.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's like we eat it for like tacos and stuff, or like in salads, like meat salads and stuff. It's like I've never had steak this thick.
It makes you wonder. Alex Diaz calls Brooklyn, New York, his hometown. So you wonder if he ever finds that New York strip on his menu. You would wonder.
He does say that he knows a lot about pizza. We obviously, coming from Chicago, we talked a little bit about New York-style pizza and Chicago-style pizza. We both agreed that pizza in all forms is good. So the little throw down will get Casey Hintz a good throw from Jones. Gets Hintz gets him caught stealing for out number 2. Pitch was inside. It's 2-1. You got a favorite pizza spot out here in Clinton? I don't think I've ever had the pizza out here yet.
That's a very good question. One thing about the Clinton area, there's a lot of really, really nice pizza spots. The famous is Vitale's. That's probably the Chicago style you're looking for, more the deep dish. But
I see.
Of course, the Quad City legend Happy Joe's is another one of my favorites as well.
Diaz thought that was ball 4, but it's going to be 3-2. I've heard about Happy Joe's. I've seen their ads and heard their ads around. Haven't had the pleasure to make the stop in there just yet, as this one is going to be ball 4.
Kind of an interesting fact. I realized the other day, do we have pizza in the ballpark at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think we sell pizza at Nelson Corp Field. We got to get on that.
I know that there are some stadiums, I think when we were in Chillicothe, that Papa John's sponsored their pizza, so they just would deliver boxes of pizza and just sell them by the slice there. We might have to see if Vitalis has anything to say about that.
Might be worth trying out.
Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
But there are plenty of fun food options at Nelson Corp Field. Of course, the world-famous garbage pail, but the Bo's Bacon and the Bo's Mushroom and Swiss, those are pretty fantastic as well. Yeah. New items this year.
Had myself the Bo's Bacon and Cheese. That was good. Here's a pitch low, another breaking ball, 3-0. So we hit the 7 o'clock hour. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. Pitch low and away from Flicko, and it's back-to-back walks. As Diaz will go to second. And we will go to the top of the order. Will Stark hit into that 1-6-3 sort of chopper ground out. And we'll have a meeting at the plate, or at the mound, rather, as Jones comes up from behind the plate. Manager for the Gems is Brad Giorkos. So he will end the meeting and come on back to the dugout. And now that we've just listening, we've heard Peter Griffin on the headsets or on the PA system. How do you and Brad, the PA announcer, come up with all of these different sound effects with the soundboard that you guys got to bring sort of that Nelson Corp Field experience or that ballpark experience to the fans?
One great thing about Brad Seward, our soundboard and PA announcer, and myself is we watch a lot of TV. and we get a lot of references there, but a lot of folks give us suggestions as well, and we do take a lot of feedback, and thankfully that's where a lot of our ideas come from, are things people suggest to us.
Will Stark hits this one, sends it way over the head of Vermas. It'll bounce off the wall. Diaz will come around to score. Vlicko gets a stop sign. He was trudging all the way home as the throw will come into the cutoff man, and Will Stark has himself an RBI double, and the LumberKings take a 2-0 lead.
I'll tell you what a comeback for Will Stark here. Had a night to remember on Friday with 5 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah.
He had a pinch hit on Saturday, had the full house yesterday, 2 hits, 3 walks, and just got an RBI double here on Monday. So a forgettable game on Friday, but a fantastic effort so far in these last few games.
The thing is, on Saturday when he was removed, he still came in to pinch hit, and the first pitch he saw right up the middle.
It just took the one, as it looks like he's going to leave the ball game here, unfortunately.
Maybe running around the bases wrong. It'll be Paul Schuyler the third to check in for him, so I'm glad to make a note there. Paul Schuyler does play the outfield, so if that's it for Stark, we might see Schuyler the third go out there.
You just hope that Stark's all right. I would have to think it would be something related to his health, because you won't find a hotter hitter in the LumberKings lineup than Will Stark right now.
The trainer is down there with, looks like Ty Snep went back to the third base coach, but it looks like it might be Jack Dahm over there as well. Trevor Burkhart will step in. First pitch to him with runners in scoring position at second and third. He'll look at a strike on the outer part of the plate, 0-1. LumberKings fans, nothing says summertime like baseball and peanuts. So before, during, and after the game, be sure to grab a bag of Hampton Farms fresh roasted in the shell peanuts. They're a healthy snack and high in protein and low in carbs. Find them at the ballpark and in the produce section of your local Walmart. Hampton Farms, finest from the fields. You a big roasted peanuts guy?
I really enjoy peanuts, especially at a ball game. I did have to swear off them last season. I was keeping my my shells in one of those paper boats, and I spilled all of them on the carpet up here in the press box. So I haven't had them since then. I've been taking a break because that was quite the problem I created last year.
2-1 as this pitch in the dirt gets through the 5-hole of Jones, but he keeps it close. As Brandon Vlicko stays put at third. We had a debate in the last series of the homestand about what is the favorite or the preferred nut/shell snack. It was between the top two contenders were sunflower seeds and peanuts. This one's fouled away, 2-2. But obviously pistachios, cashews, almonds can definitely be in there. What is your preferred? Or are you sticking with the classic peanut?
I'm probably sticking with the classic peanut. I'm not a huge sunflower seed guy, but I do appreciate that they exist. I go for them every once in a while, but there's something about the guys who just take a handful of them, put them in their cheek, and then they're good for the whole day. I've never managed to figure that out.
That's me. I can just... This one's line, little pick by Voth. Throws across the diamond, and that'll be out number 3. But, yeah, no, definitely grew up. I mean, playing baseball, you just kind of picked up the tricks of the trade.
Absolutely.
1 run comes across on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. LumberKings leading at the end of 2-0 here on your home for LumberKings Baseball, 100.3 WCCI FM.